right.
The Nikki Kay.
Nikki, we did not hang up on you. All of our phones went haywire.
Is that what we call a tease?
That was a tease.
That was very much a tease. Now, Nikki's from here. She's from California, but she worked.
Yes.
How long did you work in Oklahoma City?
2 years. And John, I was thinking, I love it when you do justice to the local TV route, right? You started in Beaumont, was it?
I started in Monroe, Louisiana. I was there for 6 months.
Monroe.
Then I went to Beaumont, Texas for 4 years, and then I got to San Diego. What was yours?
Okay, yeah. So I had a similar trajectory. Graduated UCLA. I went to Twin Falls, Idaho. And then my first pro team coverage, though, was the Thunder in Oklahoma City. And that's where, you really learn how to become a sports journalist out there, especially when you've got the grandma Sues in Oklahoma who know the third string safety of the Oklahoma Sooners. You have to be really accountable. But a little story for you guys. I wanted to get out of OKC as soon as I got there. And my first week on the job, it was Kobe's final road game. And then it was the 2016 Western Conference Finals playoff push for the Thunder. And the one where Klay Thompson goes up.
Right,
and the Thunder.
Game 6, Klay.
Yeah, Kevin loses.
Yeah.
Right. So, but the following year, my strategy was to go to every visiting NBA team's shoot-around and introduce myself to the PR person there.
Smart.
And say, hey, I'm Nikki Kay. Here's my business card. Hire me as your sideline reporter. So naturally, when the Lakers came to town, I was so nervous. It was Luke Walton. It was I forget, the faces of that team specifically, but I walked into the Lakers visiting locker room in the Thunder's arena called the Peak at the time, and I see a guy in a business suit, and I'm like, this has got to be someone associated with PR. And I walk up and I go, hey, my name's Nikki. I'm from Southern California. I want to get back there. And he goes, oh, hi, my name's John. I don't think I'm the right person you need to be talking to, but I also went to UCLA. Great to meet you. And then I start to think, I'm like, wait, is this the John Ireland? And that, ironically enough, despite being from Southern California and the UCLA Bruin, is how I came to be friends with the one and only John Ireland.
Wow.
I remember that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Impressive.
All right. So,
Impressive.
Nikki, I was trying to explain to people, and you could explain it better than me, but going to a Thunder game is, and this is what you can watch on TV tonight, is almost like going to a college game, right? Like nobody sits down until they score. They give them standing ovations even when they play bad. It's more like a college atmosphere, right?
Everyone wears the free T-shirts. You walk in and they've got folded little fans that you can start clapping. And I actually went back for game 1 of the Western Conference Finals just because I know how thrilling of a sports experience it is. And you kind of step into that bowl and you feel like you're part of a cult immediately in the best of ways because everyone's matching and they're just standing there, hitting the clappers. And it's relentless. It is one of the most oppressive and encompassing environments you can step into as an opponent. But I have to imagine Gainbridge Fieldhouse is a similar environment. I haven't been in there for a Pacers game, though.
Yeah, so I have. It's great.
So
these are two great arenas.
I've been to Indiana. As a town. Indianapolis, to me, is bland and boring. Now, Oklahoma City, is it more bland or boring than Indianapolis or less?
Let me phrase it differently. Nikki, you I don't think you're not married, right?
I am single.
Okay.
For all the eligible bachelors out there, send John your resume.
Yes, I will screen them, but they have to get through me before they can get to you. But here's my question. I assume you went on dates in Oklahoma City. What did you do? I mean, what is there to do in that town? I'd like to go to the movies. What did you do?
Watch the corn grow.
The biggest feature, there's Lake Hefner out there, and I will never forget someone taking me there and putting their hands around their eyes, and they go, "Hey, if you hold your hands around your face like this, you can convince yourself it's Newport." And looking I said, "Oh Lord, please help me." There was, there's a lot of golf courses there. I got a lot of unsolicited golf advice while I was there, but the men and the people are by far and above some of the nicest.
This is true.
Welcoming, hospitable. Yeah. I actually lived with guys in houses, and I felt so safe and taken care of. I never felt uncomfortable. I don't know if I could say the same for an experience like that out here, but complete strangers. And it was an experience I'll never forget. And, at the time I couldn't wait to get back to LA, but now I'm glad I have that feather in my cap.
Okay, big question. Who do you like in the series? How many games? All that stuff.
Here's the thing. Obviously, I think as a sports fan, we want a long, drawn-out competitive series. But I think you look at the matchup on paper, and the problem is that what the Pacers do best, the Thunder do it better. They live in the chaos of fast-paced basketball, and their transition defense is something to behold, right? So I just have to say, especially when you have, the league MVP Shea, and if the play of J-Dub and Chet Holmgren back them up, the Thunder, I think, have this in 5, even though I would like to see a really competitive series between these two markets.
Yeah.
No, you're in the majority,
I think,
Nikki.
yeah, I also have Thunder in 5. So I do agree with you. I just think Oklahoma City is so good, so talented,
Mace,
so young, so much depth.
To her point,
yeah.
Who's the head of the snake for Indiana?
Tyrese Halliburton.
Right. Here's what Nikki's talking about. They not only have one guy who can guard him, Lou Dort, who is the best on-ball defender in the NBA, but if Dort needed to come out or got into foul trouble, then they can put Caruso on him. Then they can put Cason Wallace on him. I mean, Nikki, they're so deep. And one thing that you probably heard a lot about when you were down there, they're set up for the next 10 years. They've got 8 number 1 picks coming down the pike. They got one kid, this kid from Europe, that they think is going to be ready next year. They're going to be really good for a really long time.
Can you just imagine if this is the worst iteration of the Oklahoma City Thunder we see moving forward, right? If you look back 5 years and you're like, wow, can you believe they won it with that group?
Right.
Thinking about how much they can add to their arsenal. But I just have to say, what a moment for Sam Presti. And he throws out a lot of big esoteric words when he talks about his vision for this franchise. But this group of guys, they're young, they're a little bit goofy, but they've fully bought in, and they play basketball the right way. It's fun, it's disruptive, it's energetic, and you talk about how deep this roster is and how multiple they are. I'm really impressed with how Presti, they had 2 down years, right? Wasn't it you talk about the rebuild, but
oh yeah, he won 20 games. Yeah. He won 20. Yeah. Dagnall won 20 games for thing. Hey, Nikki, before we let you go, are you still doing Spark stuff?
Yes. You guys got to come out to a game. Kelsey Plum is such a great new face.
We had her on, and she was awesome. But somebody asked me this question the other day, and you'll know the answer. I didn't know. Is Cameron Brink coming back this year for sure, or do we not know? Yeah,
she's coming back. They're taking a very frugal and long-term minded approach with getting her back. The ACL tear is no joke, and it's not just about physically being ready, but mentally, because if your confidence isn't there, and you're, especially as a big, and you're down low banging with other, athletes, you could do something wrong real quick to get you injured again. So I think as a rookie, half of her rookie season was taken away from her, and now she's got to have that confidence to set foot back on the court again. And I think they're taking a long-term approach with big picture of where her career can pan out here in LA. So she'll be back this season. Just it's going to be a couple more weeks.
All right. Well, listen, I am going to be at a Sparks game this summer. No question about it. Nikki, great stuff. We appreciate you coming on. Thanks so much.
Love you guys. Mace, let's get a selfie when you're there, okay?
All right, we'll do it. Love a good selfie.
Bye, Nikki. She's right, though. They're super deep.
Yeah.
And they're super deep defensively. And she did a good job describing what it's like watching a game there, too. Those fans are the nicest people you'll ever meet.
It's like a college field house kind of vibe, right?
Here's the biggest difference. She mentioned the T-shirts. If the Lakers lay out 20,000 T-shirts at Crypto.com Arena, what do you think? Maybe 5,000 people put them on?
Yeah, and the 300s they put them on.
In Oklahoma City, if you don't put them on, they shame you.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, they put the shirt on.
Good.
That'll
Good.